What's TRI reporting? How much does it cost? Who actually needs to do it? And what happens if you miss the deadline? Why does this reporting confuse so many businesses every single year? If you're asking any of those questions, you're in the right place. Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about TRI reporting in one video so you can stop guessing and start planning. I'm Chris Rulin from RMA, and we're talking about TRI reporting today, also known as Toxic Release Inventory Reporting. This isn't just for massive industrial sites. It applies to a wide range of operations that manufacture or process materials all across the United States. So whether you're an EHS specialist, a plant manager, or a business owner wearing too many hats, this is for you. A lot of people come to us because they've either missed a filing, received a letter from the government, or they simply don't know how to figure this stuff out. The first questions we always get are simple. How much does this cost? How long does it take? And what happens if I miss the deadline? Well, it depends. But here's the reality. If you miss the July 1st reporting deadline, the EPA can come down on you hard, and you don't want to be in that position. In general, TRI reporting can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 and above. Why the range? It depends on what you do, what materials you use, your release pathways, whether you've reported before, and let's be honest, how organized your data is. Timeframes can range from a few weeks to a couple of months. Some of the most common problems we see usually start with poor information tracking. Things like not knowing what chemicals you've purchased or how they're used or stored on site. Safety data sheets, or SDSs, are often outdated or incomplete, which makes analyzing chemical usage way harder than it should be. And when folks hear chemicals, many assume we don't have any or we're too small, that doesn't apply to us. It's not true. We've seen small ready-mix concrete plants trigger TRI thresholds just from the hazardous components in cement. This happens to a ton of industries with often simple materials, more often than people realize. And just to be clear, TRI reporting is not the same as Tier 2 reporting. Yes, they're both under EPCRA, and yes, the names sound similar, but the requirements, the deadlines, the agencies involved are completely different. Think of it like comparing your property taxes to your income taxes. Same broad category, but totally different rules. We're moving fast here, but if you're considering outsourcing your TRI reporting, here's how we handle it. We evaluate your operation, we ask the right questions about what you use and how you use it, we review your data, we determine your chemical throughputs and evaluate and quantify your release pathways. We then prepare the forms and then submit. Simple enough, right? Well, depending on your situation, this can take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, especially if it's your first time. Now, not everyone needs to file. It depends on your operation, the size of your workforce, and the amount of toxic chemicals you use. And even if you do need to report, that doesn't always mean you need a consultant. Some companies are well equipped to handle it in-house, and that's great. It's kind of like doing your taxes. Some folks use TurboTax, some do it by hand, and others do hire a CPA. Same logic applies here. Where do people get tripped up? Well, usually they come to us way too late, sometimes even after the July 1st deadline, or they show up with no data and expect a miracle. And yeah, we hear a lot of grumbling about regulations and questions like, why do I have to do this if no one's asked about it? But here's the thing, it's like driving without insurance. You might be fine until something goes wrong, then it's a mess. So what should you expect? Well, you'll need to be involved, especially during the first year. Expect the full process to take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a few months, depending on your operation. How do we approach it? Well, honestly, the overall process is pretty similar across most legitimate consultants. But what makes us different at RMA is that we don't hand your TRI reporting off to interns or run it through a clunky software tool. There's no cloud-based AI number crunching. We do the work. Start to finish, it's us. With experienced professionals who understand that no two facilities are alike, and no two reports should be either. We get to know you, your operation, and we crunch numbers so your reports are accurate and submitted on time. And once the reports are filed, what's the best feedback we get? Well, that's silence. No certified letters, no questions from the government, no surprise inspections. That means the reports were accepted, and that's exactly what we're aiming for. If there's one thing we wish more people understood, it's this. TRI regulations are confusing, and the stakes for non-compliance can be financially crippling. The list of reportable chemicals is long, the definitions are technical, and figuring out release pathways isn't always straightforward. Waiting until the last minute always makes things harder, riskier, and more expensive. We've included more detail in the article on our website linked below, along with a breakdown of additional factors. So if you think you might need to file or want an expert to look over your shoulder, reach out, call us, email us, or fill out a form on our website. We're not here to scare you. We're here to make this process as smooth and painless as possible. Let's get your TRI reporting done and done right on time.